Hello everyone. In the last video, we already learned about different types of the malicious programs and how attackers use those malicious programs to attack the machines or harm the machine here. Now, question is how to prevent from such type of the attacks now. So we need to provide security against such type of the attacks. So to provide that security, we are going to use this firewalls. Let's see what actually this firewall. Firewalls, it follows some security policies, and based on those security policies, it acts like a security guard and it control access to an internal protected network from external untrusted network here. In this way, it provides security for internal protected network here. So now if any intruders want to harm this internal protected network, first it must be passed through this firewall. Firewall, it verifies that whether that is malicious program or not. If it is malicious program, here only it discards that particular packet. It doesn't allow that packet to enter the internal protected networks. Along with the security, even this firewall provides the confidentiality for the data. What are the data is there in this internal protected network here. So now for implementing firewall, there are two ways. Either you can use a hardware as a standalone firewall appliance or as a software on a PC here. So now for example, for any of the individuals or for small businesses, if you want to implement single firewall is enough. For large businesses and for large enterprises, we require, or if you want, you can implement multiple firewalls here. Let's see functionalities of firewall. So first functionality is access control. Access control means, so this internet want to send some packets to this internal protected network. So before it reaches to the directly sending that packet to the internal protected network, firewall first it filters that particular packet. If that packet does not contain any of the malicious programs, then only it allow that packet to this secure network here as an internal protected network. That is what we call as an access control. Next is address or port translation. So for all, as we know that all these machines are identified by some IP addresses, and these IP addresses we call as a private IP address. Private IP address means what? This internet can't see what are the machines are there in this particular secure protect network here. So first these addresses are converted into a local IP address, and that IP address is public IP address here, and only this internet, that is the external untrusted network, can see that local IP address. It is public, okay, and these IP address of the machines are private. So now converting this private IP address to local IP address we call as a NAT, network address translation, and that public IP address only this internet can see here. That is about this address of port translation. Next one is logging. As I told earlier, for example, if this internet sends any packets, first it has to make filter by the firewall here. Firewall filters the packet. If that packet contains malicious programs, then it doesn't allow that packet to this one. Any suspicious packets it receives from the external untrusted network, then what it makes, it stores somewhere. So that is what you call as a logging. So it stores in the firewall, and afterwards is study in detail about all those malicious programs, whether that packet contains any malicious programs or what. Okay, and based on that study, if it contains any of the malicious programs, then this firewall becomes alert and it takes the precaution measures to avoid from such type of the malicious programs here. That is what we call as a logging. Next is authentication and caching. So authentication means, for example, as I told earlier, if you want to communicate, for that communication first you have to establish the connection between the network here. So for establishing the connection, either you can use the two types of the protocols. One is the TCP protocol or UDP protocol. TCP for connected networks and UDP for connectionless network here. So now first, what are the connection it established? Note that connection what you call as a authentication process. Authentication process means what? This internet has to prove that I am the authorized user and I have the authority as a authentication. Okay, this internet has to authenticate to the firewall first. If it is authenticated, then only this firewall allow this internet to communicate with the home network. Okay, next one is the caching. Caching means, for example, this home network want to access some web pages. All this network, what are the machines comes inside this home network, frequently access some particular web pages. So as if you want to access any of the web pages from the internet, every time first these two must be authenticated. Internet also has to authenticate itself, and next this home network also authenticate. For establishing the connection, we need to follow the three-way handshake. So that is what it is, the time consuming here. To reduce that communication band in the firewall, it acts as a proxy web server. Proxy web server means what? Which of the web server this frequently accessed by this internal protected network, no, those web pages it stores temporarily here. So whenever this internal protected network machines want to access, directly it can access from the proxy web server. Okay, that proxy web server is available in firewall. Instead of establishing connection, directly you can access those web servers here, web pages here. Okay, so these are the some of the functionalities of the firewalls. Is it clear? Okay. Next one is policies and access control list. Here set of the rules. As I told earlier, firewall works as a security guard based on what? Security policies. So if first you have to set up the security policies, and based on those security policies only your firewall provide the security here. And those set of rules are we call as a access control list. In this access control list, you will get the set of the rules here. So usually what set of the rules contains is for packet filters. Okay, for packet filters, it contains the IP address and port number of the source and destination, and which type of the protocol you are using for making communication. If it is network, then you are using the TCP protocol for communication. If it is connectionless network, then we are using the UDP protocol here. And in the packet also there are two types of the packets are there, incoming and outgoing. So for example, from the internal protected network, if you are sending any packets to the internet, that one you call as what it is outgoing packet. In the same way, if you are receiving the packets from the internet to internal protected network, that one we call as a incoming here. And here you are differentiating incoming and outgoing protocols, and based on this one you will set up the some of the rules, and those rules only we call as a access control list here. Yes, if based on the security policies, it avoids the or it controls the access here. So what type of the action it has to perform if the rules are not followed here? So those actions only are having as a permissive and restrictive. Okay, policies. Permissive policies, it is except those that are explicitly forbidden. Means what? It permit all the packets except which are explicitly forbidden. So whereas restrictive policy, it drop all the packets except those that are explicitly permitted. So once if it is permitted, then only it what it is makes, it allow that packet to enter the internal protected network here. Okay, so now remaining all what it makes, it drops, it doesn't allow to enter here. Whereas in the permit all packets means what it is, so what are the packets will comes, no, all those packets it permits to enter here. Explicitly forbidden means what? Some of the packets it discards here. So this is the one of the example for access control list. As I told, access control list contains what? Access control list contains set of rules, and based on those rules your firewall will decide whether to accept or whether to drop here. So this is one. So as I told here you are using the some concept, that is what I indicates incoming packets and O indicates outgoing packets, and protocols, which type of the protocols you are using for making communication, and source IP address, source port number, destination IP address, destination port number, and action here. And here you are using the destination IP address as a MS. MS means email server. Email server means what it is? Email purpose. If you want to send any mails from one server to another server, for example, if I take as a one organization or as a one business, so then if you want to make communication, you are using as a emails. So those emails, for while transferring through the firewalls, it has to check whether it has to allow or not. So that verification is done by mail server. And web server. Web server, same thing. For example, you are having your own organization's website or any of the business website, then for advertisement you are allowing to others to access your organization website or business website. So to access those things, it is verified by web server, that as a WS here. And next one is the any queries related with the domain name server here, DNS. And these are the things what you call as a destination IP address here. So now all incoming emails. All incoming emails means what? Within a organization, if you are transferring the mails, that one you call as a mail server, and you allow such type of the emails only. If it is contained the organization mail ID, those mail IDs you can directly transfer from one machine to another machine. In the same way, if it is related to access for the web pages of any organization, then your destination address is what? Web server, and you allow such type of the things only. That is what you call as action as a permit here. Any queries for DNS, yes, you can permit here. So next here is deny. Now here we are receiving one type of the packet, that is incoming packet. Here it does not specify which type of the communication protocol you are used for establishing the connection and for communication. It is unknown. Even source address and destination address is also unknown, and which purpose you are going to use that packet or you want to communicate with the protected network, that one is also not specified here. Then what is the thing you have to do now? So you deny. Okay, all these things, information, if it is clear, then only you permit, otherwise you deny. Like this set of the rules are available, that is what you call as access control list, and based on that access control list, firewall will allow the access to the internet protected systems. There are three different categories of firewalls are there. First one is packet filters, second one is stateful inspection, and application level firewall. Once again, it is application level firewalls is subcategorized as deep inspection firewall and proxy firewall. First one is packet filter. Packet filters, it just checks the headers of the IP, TCP and UDP. These are the protocols you are using for which purpose? For communication purpose. In the packet, it just checks the source and destination IP address, port number and acknowledgement flag set here. If everything, if it is correct, then it permits that packet to enter the protected network here. But it does not bother about whether the untrusted or unsecured external network is authenticated or not. It does not bother about the connection establishment, whether it is authorized connection is there or not. Okay, it does not bother. Simply just check for the packets, and based on the packets it forwards. Okay, it takes that one as a yes, it can send to the secure network here. So now next one is the stateful inspection. As I told here, you'll check only these information and you are not checking how it is established the connection. Whether it is followed the authorized connection or not, it doesn't verified by this packet filter. Yes, stateful inspection, it check for the establishment of an authorized connection. So whether what are the communication if you want to make now, first you have to establish, that is what you call as a authentication process. First it has to authenticate itself. So now for that one we call as a authorized connection. If it is already a part of an existing connection, then you allow that packet to enter as a permitted, otherwise you have to drop it. Next one is application level firewalls. In the earlier, just you check for the address. If addresses of source and destination and port number if it is correct, then packet filters allow to enter as a permit. Stateful, it checks for the authorized connection. If authorized connection is correct, then you permit to packet to enter the network here. But next one is application level firewall. It makes deep inspection firewall. So deep inspection firewall means it scan packets for worms, virus, spam mail and inappropriate content. So now here for that packet, once again it scans for checking whether it contains any malicious programs or not. If it is there, then it discards such type of the packets here. Next one is proxy firewall. Proxy firewall, for example, here this one is the client and this is the server. Here client and server directly they can establish the connection, and afterwards establishing the authorized connection, client and server directly they can transfer the packets between client and server here. But instead of sending directly, here you are using one firewall, that one you call as a proxy firewall. Proxy firewall means what it is? Now, if this client and server want to communicate, first it has to establish the client has to establish the connection between proxy firewall and client, and next proxy firewall to server here. Meaning of this one is what? If server want to communicate with the client directly, server can't communicate with the client. In that time, this firewall acts as a client and receive all the packets from server here. And whatever the client want to send the packets to server, instead of sending that packet directly to server, that time this proxy firewall act as a server and it receives the packets from the client here. Means what? For communicating from the client, this proxy firewall acts as a server. For communicating in the server, it acts as a client. That's why you are using as a proxy firewall, and it verified those packets. If it is correct, then only it allowed to transfer between the client and server here. In this way, it prevents or provides the security for your in a connected network here. Next we'll see how actually it works. That is the placement of firewalls. Actually, as I told here, where you have to place the firewalls, and here also it is divided as a security zones here. So now the security zones, for example, here see this internet is what it is. It is unsecured network here, and it want to communicate with the secured network. Where is your secure network? This is your actual secure network here. So to communicate between these two, what are the things you are using now? Here directly it is not connected. You have to pass through the border router. First security zone is border router. Border router means what? If internet want to send some packets to your internal protected machines, first it has to forward through the routers. And in the border router, it performs packet filtering. Packet filtering means what? It checks for the IP addresses and the port number. If it is correct, then it forwards to the firewall 1 here. Firewall 1, and from the firewall there are three interfaces are there. One is it is receiving the packets from border filter, and it transfer that packet to the two interfaces. One is the demilitarized zone 2 and demilitarized zone 1 here. Demilitarized zone means what it is. Here you are having the some of the internal internal servers here, and these servers have the authority to communicate with the internal connected machines, secured machines here. Okay, and this one we call as a screened subnet here. This is one demilitarized zone 1. So here you are having the web server. So web server, as I told earlier, organization websites, if you want to communicate, then we can communicate through this web server here. And organization mails, if you want to transfer, then it is transferred through the email server. And any DNS related queries if you are having, then it has to pass through the DNS server here. Okay, it may be from the internet here, related to the your requirement, it decides to forward to which server here. And these are the servers having the IP addresses, and these IP addresses are considered as a one local IP address here. See here 10.2.0.2 it is there, and all these IP addresses are represented as a one local IP address, that is what 10.20.2.01 here. Okay, and in the same way, if you want to communicate here, this is you are using one more DMZ zone 2, and here you are using the internal email server. Okay, if internal email server means what, if you want to communicate or if you want to send any of the mail ID that contain the organization mail ID, then you can check that one here. And after that you are passing through the internal proxy web server here. Okay, this what I already told, that is what this proxy server, what it makes from the firewall, what are the requests you will receive, no, that packet first it is received by the internal proxy server, and here first what it makes, it verify those packets, and after that only it forwards through the second firewall to here, and here it once again makes the filtering of those packets. After filtering only it forwards those to the your secure workstations here. Okay, so in this way actually for your packets it provides the security. This security also providing based on the different security zones here. These are the three different security zones. If you want to communicate, then these security zones has to be followed, and it must be forwarded here. Okay, even sometimes this security zone, the DMZ2, if it is not follow the security correctly, any loopholes if it is there, then once again it is verified or filtered by firewall 2, and afterwards only it forward to the your protected workstations. Specifications, configurations of firewall. So for the firewall 2, these are the configuration. So for example here, from IP address -- means what it is, any machine, it is not having any authentication, it is not a established authorized connection, then it doesn't allow you to connect with the internal. Internal means what, your internal protected network here. So then what is made, that one simply it firewall to drop such type of the packets here. Next you are using user. So user means what, these are the machines, okay, want to communicate with the internal mail server or proxy, or okay, then you allow that to accept here. Okay, so meaning of this one is what it is, any machine. Okay, here these machines, external outsources can communicate with the web servers only. Okay, if web servers are what, it is the in demilitarized zones here. This one, if you want to communicate within this particular zone, if you want to communicate, yes, you can communicate here. Next one is the some of the simplified rules of firewall 1 here. Okay, two firewalls are set in. No, these are the rules here. Dash asterisk symbol means what it is not established with the authorized connection here. So then for demilitarized server also, if it is there, then also it doesn't allow to access. That is, you have to drop here. From internal mail server to external mail server, if you want to communicate, yes, you can accept that one. So means here, so from IP address to IP, source and destination IP address, it verify, and based on that, whether you want to accept or drop that packets, it will decide. So this internet mail server to external mail server, internet to external mail server. You can't directly communicate with the internal mail server and the internet. If you want to communicate, first it has to pass through the external mail server here. Same thing, internet to web server, and we can communicate with the that particular organization website here. Okay. So in this way, the firewall policies are set up. Based on that one only, firewall will decide whether to that packet has to be accepted or dropped here. Okay, is it clear? In this way, it provides the security for the secure networks here. Thank you.